Hey everyone! So in this video, we're going to learn how to make a slip stitch. So we're going to do it in two ways. Now, if you haven't already seen my other videos, please go check them out in order to learn how to make a slip knot and start some chaining. So let us try, first of all, to make a slip stitch with chaining. So imagine, for example, you've just started your foundation chain and you need to make some slip stitches. So in order to do that, we're going to do the following. Your hook enters the first loop. It will grab the yarn, and that first loop that is now on the hook from your grabbed yarn is going to come into the second loop that was on your hook. So let's just do that one more time so you can see that slowly. So you're grabbing the yarn, you have two loops on the hook, and that first loop is going to go into the second loop right there. Let's try it again. So we're going to have the yarn come underneath or over, depending on whether or not you do yarn over, yarn under. And then that first loop goes into the second loop on the hook. And just as a tip here, I would recommend to make these a little bit loose. So you're kind of pulling it up first and then pulling it through. Make those stitches a little bit loose so that it can become easier to come into on the way back, if that makes sense. So that is a slip stitch, as you can see right there. Now let us try it in the form of a magic ring. Alright, so here you can see we have started to crochet in a round, and in order to start with a round we had to make a magic ring. So I have just started with 6, I went to 12, and then I went to 18, and now at this point imagine your pattern says you need to make slip stitches from here on out in this entire round. So in order to do that, I'm going to show you now how to make a slip stitch. So if your pattern just says slip stitch, this is how you're going to do it. This is the basic form. Your hook comes into the stitch space, and then it's going to grab the yarn, and from there you can see that you have two loops on the hook. Here's your first, the one that is closest to the hook, and here's the second. And what you're going to do is pull this first loop into the second. You're going to do that using your hook. So watch this very closely. That first loop is going to be pulled into the second loop on my hook. All right, let's do it again. So here we're grabbing the yarn, and I'm going to make this a little bit looser. So you don't want really tight stitches like this. You just want to lift them up a little bit so that you can have that looser slip stitch. It makes it so much easier to get into in the following rounds. Now you can see again we've got two loops on the hook, and then we're going to pull that first loop into the second one just like that. Let's try it one more time. We're going to grab that yarn, pull it up just a little bit to make it a little bit stretchier or looser, and then pull it through that second loop on the hook. And you can see here now we have 3 slip stitches all done and made, ready to go. So if you had to complete all of this, as you can see, you'd be getting a little bit faster as you go along until eventually you've just completed the entire round with slip stitches. So this is how you make your slip stitches, guys. You can make them using rows, using rounds, completely up to you or the pattern, but this is an essential stitch that you need to learn, and it is called the slip stitch. So I hope you enjoyed that video, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks, guys.